two friends, two time zones, and a shared love of stories.
I'm Freya.
And I'm Jamie.
Bridging time zones one chapter at a time.
Welcome to Once Upon a Time Zone.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Once Upon a Time Zone. Today we've actually done this video before and we had so much fun doing it. We've been meaning to do it again, and that is replying to your oddly specific book recommendations. So over on Instagram, we asked you guys to give us a prompt for a very, very specific book recommendation, and we've tried to respond to them as best we can, pretty much. So yeah, I'm excited to jump into this video, to this episode. But first of all, of course, our current reads. Jamie, what are you currently reading? I actually have no idea.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't been being good at keeping each other updated on our current reads lately. We're reading in secret these days. My current reads, there's kind of a story that goes with this, and it all has to do with my latest reading vlog, which I think will be posted just before this episode. But I am doing a week of reading where my TBR wheel chooses my reads, which we discussed in the wrap-up episode. So I am doing that this week. I've done 2 of the 3 reads so far. And so the first read the wheel picked for me that I did finish was The Kiss of Deception. So I actually did start that series.
Oh, what did we think? Like overall thoughts?
Honestly, wasn't sold on the first book. I think like the premise of it was promising. So, I mean, I feel like we've talked about this series on this podcast before, but essentially it's a YA fantasy. We have a princess who runs away, but then she runs into an assassin that was sent to kill her, and then the prince that she was supposed to marry, and we get this whole love triangle situation. I thought the premise was fun, but the first 300 pages of the first book just didn't make sense to me. I was like, why? I was like, why is everyone just hanging out to flirt? Like, I didn't get it. Like, you're an assassin, you need to assassinate, and then you are a prince. Like, you have princely duties. Like,
he was a terrible assassin, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, but he's supposed to be like this really great assassin, you know? And I'm like, you had one job. You had one job. And like these boys just immediately fell in love with her and just decided to hang out for like a month to flirt. And I didn't get it. I do.
No,
I like Mary E. Pearson's writing though. And I mean, I like the world she's created. It's the same world as Dance of Thieves. And the last 100 pages were fun for me to read, but it was the first 300 pages that I was like, what are we doing, guys?
I will say, like, after finishing the series, I like it because of the plot, and it's like a kind of 4-star series overall. But the actual romance side of things sometimes I was like, no, I'm actually really liking this. Hey, I might like love triangles. And other times I was like, and it was just annoying me so much. So yeah, I definitely liked it more because of like the actual plot. And I feel like that definitely picks up more in the second one.
So funny story, I spun my TBR wheel again for my second read. Guess what I got? Heart of Betrayal.
That's so funny.
I was like, this wheel is calling me out right now because I have been like not great at reading series back to back. I've been definitely taking some breaks between. And I think after reading the first book, I was like, I obviously wasn't feeling motivated to pick the second one up because it wasn't a complete hit for me. But the wheel chose it for me, so I just dove straight into the second one. And I will say,
that's so funny.
I just finished that one like 2 hours ago.
Okay.
It definitely was better. The plot definitely made more sense. And I think even the love triangle made more sense because now there's actual reason for tension.
Context,
and like,
right?
Yeah, there's context and there's actual things happening and stakes and just purpose behind everything. So the second book was definitely better than the first book. And I'm hearing from everyone that the third book is the best in this series. What do you think?
It was on plot side of things, yes.
Okay.
Love triangle side of things, no. I hate when a love triangle, this is just like a pet peeve though. Like I hate when a love triangle goes beyond 2 books. I'm like, that's unnecessary. And I will say in the second one, I feel like it was done really well because like of the context. And I was like, no, I'd be confused in your situation as well. Yeah. But in the third one, it was back to your classic love triangle. And I was like, come on. But the actual plot side of things, like it was action, action, action. Whereas I feel like the first two were definitely kind of more slow until the very end. Whereas the third one definitely had a lot more going on. So excited to see what you think of that. When's the last time you read a series back to back like that, or like a book?
Never. Well, like not since I started content.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh well, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's like that's kind of fun. So my next read that I haven't started yet, but I will tonight, is Upgrade by Blake Crouch. That's the third wheel pick. So I'm excited to dive into that one. I was hoping for a real world book after the two fantasies. I was like, I want to ground myself again. So I feel like Upgrade will be a good one because it is set in real world, but I think at least, but we just have advanced technology. It's definitely more of like an earth-based sci-fi. So I'm curious though. I've been wanting to read it for a while, like since reading Recursion. Can't wait.
Yeah. Well, that's a very interesting lineup for you.
Yes. Yeah. I was laughing. I'm like, what if the wheel just picks the third book for me? What is it called? The Beauty of Darkness? I'm like,
yeah, no, that's what I was waiting for it.
It would just turn into an entire Remnant Chronicles reading vlog. And I'm like, so I don't know how exciting that would be for everyone to watch, but if the wheel chooses it, like I can't deny what the wheel says. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Anyways, what are you currently reading?
So I'm actually doing a reread of, I'm doing two at the moment, reread of When the Moon Hatched. I recently got Ballad of Falling Dragons in the mail like 2 weeks early, and I actually like, I haven't been left speechless by book mail in a long time. I opened that and was just like, what? Just because I was not expecting that. Yeah. I didn't even know they were sending out early copies of it. So I was shocked. And I was so, I was itching to get into it straight away. But then I was like, no, I want to do my reread first because this has happened with so many books that I know and love. And especially even the Fourth Wing series, I feel like a big reason as to why I didn't love Iron Flame as much was because I only remembered the general plot of what happened in Fourth Wing. And I feel like that one especially picked up on tiny things. So I was just kind of like, you know what? I don't want to ruin my experience of it. So I'm doing like audio and physical just reread of that in the background, kind of just whenever I'm tired. And then I'm also reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, which I'm 30% in. I don't know what I think so far. I'm on the fence. I do think it's like I've definitely laughed out loud a few times. Yeah. But it feels very like Jumanji-ish to me. It kind of It kind of feels like it kind of just feels like that for me. And I usually picture things really well in my head when I'm reading. I'm definitely struggling to picture this one in my head. In case you didn't know, it's basically like an apocalypse happens where the aliens destroy a lot of the human planet and only leave a certain amount of people alive, and they become crawlers in this it's like a video game but real. And there's specific entrances throughout the world, and you go in and there's just like each level there gets less and less players and you have to try and survive as many levels as you can, I'm guessing. Definitely had to take my logical hat off for this one. The fact that our other main protagonist is a cat is hilarious. Great. I am loving that aspect. And I was like, you know what? This is just fun. This is fun. We love. But I'm very confused of where it's going to go. Because I'm like, so are we just playing a video game now? Like, am I just following this guy as he's playing like Jumanji vibes? I don't know.
Jumanji. Not the Jumanji. It definitely... I mean, okay, so my experience with it, I read the first and second book, and I wasn't sold after the second book, but I decided to give the audio a go for the third book just to have it as kind of my casual audio ongoing throughout the month. And I will say the environments get cooler I will say
Okay.
that because kind of like every level, we change environments. So we have kind of
Yeah.
like a different world in each level. And the politics of it all kind of start coming into play. I've heard from everyone that the fifth book is where it gets good. And so I'm like, okay, we've got a lot to go
Not the
before
fifth
then.
one.
Yeah. But
Oh my God.
there definitely are things that are being added gradually that kind of add more to it. So it's not just like, hey, let's go kill these guys and then go over there and kill those guys and pick up stuff.
Yeah, literally, I feel like, it is kind of cool, I guess, in the sense that you do feel like you're just playing a video game.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just it's kind of odd. And okay, I'm glad to hear it gets like a little bit more interesting. Okay, this is what it's reminding me of. Instead of like movies, like I'm reading a movie, I'm reading a TV series, like a 20-minute TV series. Like that's what the series is giving as a whole to me,
Right.
because why there's so many books?
There's going to be 10. There's going to be 10 total. Yeah. And they get chunky too. Like the first two books are pretty manageable. They're pretty short reads. The third one gets a little bit longer and then it just goes from there. Then they get
Oh my
chunky.
gosh. I saw the series in the bookstore the other day and I was like, oh my God, what have I like signed up for?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Wow, okay.
I'm still on the fence. I've accepted them as my audio read so because they're really good,
Okay.
honestly, on the treadmill. Great for the treadmill
Yeah, okay.
because you just go and then you just have this video game kind of thing in your ear
Yeah.
and all of like the repetition of it all I feel like is a bit more manageable when you're running for some reason.
Yeah.
Like you just keep going. I
You're
don't know,
kind of
it's
like,
like
yeah,
an
you're not
adventure.
as,
Yeah.
that's kind of, you're in the video game.
Yeah, it's hopefully not. I don't want to be. It's
Yeah,
not
no,
a
I
world I want to
definitely
be in.
would not survive.
Yeah, that's funny
Um,
though.
yeah, funny read. I probably wouldn't have picked it up if it wasn't for our book club, to be completely honest. I don't think, like, it's not my typical kind of read, so.
Yeah.
Yes,
Um,
and we have a little exciting thing to chat about.
yeah. Okay. So I saw Fonda Lee yesterday. It
Oh my
was
gosh.
it was so cool. It's always amazing. So it was an event that was one of those in conversation with events. It was for her book tour for The Last Contract of Isako. Oh, it's so cool listening to authors talk about their books and talk about their writing always. I think I mentioned this before, but every time I hear an author talk about their books, it makes me want to bump the rating up because I gave her book a 4.25, I think, but now I'm like, actually, it's a 5 star. Actually, it was perfect. Just, I don't know, hearing the way they put it together and more of their intentions, I think just it helps you, I guess, see the whole picture of what they did and understand everything. I will also say,
Yeah.
every time I listen to an author talk about their books, it gives me this kind of happy feeling and like accomplished feeling because it feels like I've done my homework right in a way where after I've read their book and I've taken all these takeaways from their books, hearing them talk about like what their intentions were, like, oh, this part, like I wanted to do this part I wanted to show this. When those things are things that I'm like, I actually picked up on in the book, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I feel so accomplished right now. I feel like a real reader.
I
So,
love that.
yeah, there
Oh,
were
that's so cool.
she's really like she's funny, she's really approachable and very warm. Yeah, she's incredible. She also did talk a little bit about the Greenbone saga as well. I think just kind of naturally
Yeah.
questions went toward there as well. A really interesting thing actually that she mentioned was she never thought of herself as a character writer. She always thought of herself as a plot-driven writer, just, always having things happen in the plot, but she would never describe
Yeah.
herself as a character author. But then she was saying that everyone started coming up to her and being like, you are the best character author ever. Your characters are amazing and everything. And that's when she realized that she's good at writing characters. Like she just never knew that about herself.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because that is totally what drove the Greenbone
Yeah.
saga. Like, even though so much was happening, I was only invested in everything that was happening because I loved our characters so much. Or I just had like such strong feelings, whether they were good or bad, towards our characters.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Also, in the Greenbone saga, she loved writing Barrow's character, she said, which is funny because I don't know if you've read the Greenbone saga. I don't know if we like Barrow very much, but she said because his point of view was so different than the
Yep.
other ones, his chapters were just, I don't know, a breath of fresh air to write. And she actually had a lot of fun writing him. It's like one of her favorite characters to write.
Well, he is quite a unique kind of character. Like,
Yes.
like his like villainous, I guess, but also just not like your typical villain. Like, he's not like this mega mind kind of person. Like, yeah, he's a very that's so interesting. Oh, Fonda, please come to Australia.
No, she should. Also, I learned that she's actually from Canada. Like, she grew up in Calgary.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
I did not know that.
Never knew that. And so she was saying her original book tour was supposed to be US only, and she had to beg her publisher to have at least one stop in Canada. So I'm glad she begged, because then I could see her.
The US, you guys are lucky. You get some incredible author talks, honestly.
They get everyone. It's not fair.
No, it really isn't. It really isn't.
Yeah. But yeah, she's so cool. I also, during the audience Q&A, I was brave and I actually asked a question. I was
Oh my
like
God, what was your
shaking.
question?
I asked her, because all of her worlds that I've read from her have felt so different, like with the urban fantasy, and then with Breath of the Dragon, that was more kind of like a classic period fantasy feeling, and then now with space opera. I just asked if there were any worlds that felt more natural for her to write, or if there was one that was difficult, or if they all kind of felt the same.
Good question.
And she said, I know, thank you. After I asked the question, she was like, oh. Like, she had to think about it a little bit. I was like, more gold stars for me. She basically said kind of her process creating the worlds was kind of the same for all of them. She really just makes sure she sets the groundwork. She makes the rules of the world. Like in the Greenbone saga, she set those 6 like foundations or whatever they're called of using jade. Like, she set those. And then from there, she just like goes. So she just like, as long as she just lays down the bare bones of the rules of the world, then she just goes with it.
So she's a genius, shorthand, basically.
Basically. She did say while she was writing Jade Legacy in particular, she had to have like spreadsheets of, information and things to remember, because the politics and everything got so complicated that she needed to organize her own world in a spreadsheet, because like even she couldn't keep track at that point.
And I guess it also like spanned over such a long period of time that you'd kind of have to like, oh wow.
Yeah.
This is why we could never be an author. Actually, I could see you creating spreadsheets for Magic Worlds, but
for the simplest magic world, I would create a spreadsheet. Yeah.
No, that's so cool.
You had a cool weekend though. You saw kangaroos.
Guys, I went out to visit my parents because it was Mother's Day and it was also my mom's birthday, and they live in the country. So I was like to my partner Austin, I was like, okay, when we're driving there, like we need to, if I just see some kangaroos, please remind me to like take a video for Jamie so I can like show her, because we were talking about it a few episodes ago. And there was so many out because it was a beautiful, beautiful autumn day. And they were everywhere. So I saw some little kangaroos. So many had little joeys in their pouch, which was adorable to see. No emus this time, just kangaroos pretty much. But I also saw a few wallabies, which are like small kangaroos.
Oh, what?
So they're a bit more like lonely. Like they prefer to be on their own though, to be honest. They're not gonna... Like kangaroos very much like hang out with the pack, but yeah. So it was a nice little getaway to the country for the weekend.
That's so cool.
had very nice weather, so that was nice.
It did, like that video you sent me. I'm like, everything's so green and blue and bright. I'm like, what is this? Is this heaven?
I will say this, like our, 20 to like 23 degree days where there's like not a cloud in sight or just maybe a few little fluffy ones and you're out in the country with the animals, it is like the perfect time of year because summer's a little bit too hot, sometimes you're like, oh, I can't just like sit out in the sun and read. But this weather was perfect. So that was nice. Little reset. Ended up, if I sound a bit stuffy, ended up also getting sick, but that's fine.
For a fun family weekend, it's worth it.
Yeah. Like, well, we had everyone coming from all over the city and countries and everything. So, had to expect it.
Yeah.
But
all right.
Yeah.
Shall we get into today's topic? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're doing another round of oddly specific book recommendations. These are always really fun, getting these prompts from you guys and then trying to match books to them. This is also something that makes me feel like I'm doing my homework, like in a good way, because when you think of a book and you're like, wow, that actually matches, it feels so good. It's like a puzzle you have to solve. So it's just a fun challenge. So anyways, getting into the first one. This first prompt is a book exploring identity and what it means to be human, but in a fun, original way. Do you want to give yours?
This was probably one of the hardest prompts we had. I was trying to think of ones that did do it like in a different kind of way. I really wanted to come up with something else because I feel like we're always talking about V. Schwab, but the best I could come up with was Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab. I just think that one really like, when you finish it, you kind of are left staring at the wall and just like thinking about, I guess, just like living your life to as full as you can because you're not here for a long time and that's actually kind of a blessing. And if you, for some reason, don't know what Addie LaRue is about, we're basically following a young girl. I think we're originally set in the 1700s and she makes a deal with the devil that basically means she lives forever but is remembered by no one. So she'll meet someone and they'll completely forget who she is. And obviously, like I feel like it was really interesting seeing the progressions of society throughout the decades. Like she's literally alive for such a long period of time and just seeing, people don't even remember. Like, I don't know, it just kind of makes you go, oh, I'm really happy that like people know who I am.
People remember.
Yeah. But like, it's just V. Schwab. She does it in such a beautiful way. And I feel like that's not really talked about with this book. Like it's often, I don't know, the characters are often focused on, and they are amazing characters and incredible, I guess, kind of subplot of romance and everything in a really magical world. But I feel like the actual life lessons, if you will, that go along with this story are quite valuable. And yeah, I really liked it for that. So that was the best I could come up with for that one. One that did pop into my mind was also Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Kind of just, going back in time and changing moments from your past and whether that's a good thing or a bad thing or a sad thing because that book made me cry.
Or definitely a sad thing. No, those are good ones. Definitely, exploring identity in different ways with kind of like, do you have an identity if you're not remembered?
I know.
Or are you? Do you? I don't know what I'm trying to say. That's a good one, though.
To yourself. Yeah.
Yourself. Not to talk about Fonda Lee even more, but it's just at the top of my mind. So my book for this is The Last Contract of Isako. I think this, it is a space opera. It is a sci-fi. We do have some corporate espionage happening, which is super fun. But I think, a big part of this book was like our characters kind of reflecting on their lives, because I think I've mentioned a couple times that I loved how this book followed Isako, who was an older character, like a middle-aged character who her knees hurt after every action scene, and she's had an entire career and she's kind of on the brink of retirement. And so a lot of this book was her reflecting and kind of like looking at things that she's done in the past in a different way, because she's done some not great things with her job as being a swordswoman. Like she's done some things that maybe haven't been pleasant, but she's always followed this code, and so going through the story, she starts kind of thinking about what's actually important in life. Do we want to continue supporting this? All that kind of stuff. And we also, I think, explore identity in the sense that it's a sci-fi and we have this technology where certain people can transplant their brains into like a mechanical body, kind of, called a synth body. So then there's kind of some question into that of like, are you a human anymore? Like, what is your identity now? Are you a human? Are you a synth thing? And so I think there were a couple different things that made me question humanity and identity and what it means to be a human. But yeah, definitely in a fun, original way because it's exploring it in this space way with corporate samurai and stuff. So I thought this was actually a good, unexpected fit for this prompt.
A really fun prompt as well. Like, I feel like some of them were so original. So yeah, that is a good fit though. I really need to read it actually. I've been seeing some raving reviews about it.
You do. It's so good. It's also one of those books, like classic Fonda Lee, that will surprise you. Like you'll read a third of it and you'll be like, this is happening already? You're like, what? You're like, wait, no, like what's going to happen after this point now? Like,
but that's so good. Yeah, no, I definitely need to pick that one up.
It's great. I loved it a lot.
All right. Our next prompt, this one's so much fun and actually harder than I thought, but it is a witchy Gone Girl book. Mm-hmm. What did you come up with for this one?
Okay, so this book I actually haven't read yet. It's been on my physical TBR for a long time, but the blurb of it literally says it's like when practical magic meets Gone Girl. So I'm like,
oh wow. Yeah.
Perfect. So this is The Bane Witch by Ava Morgan. I want to get to it, but I think at this point I'm saving it for the fall again because it just sounds like such a fall book. But essentially we have our protagonist who has always had an affinity for plants and poisons and all of that kind of fun, good, planty witch stuff. But she doesn't really know she's a witch, I don't think. And at the beginning of the story, she literally pulls a Gone Girl because she's kind of in this rocky marriage, and so she fakes her own death to run away from her husband. So literally the plot of Gone Girl. But when she runs away, she finds, I think, some sort of an aunt or like a great aunt or, some extended family member. And she starts learning from her aunt about kind of the history of their family and how they're all kind of witchy and powerful. And they do have this affinity for plants. And so, yeah, it's literally a mix of the Gone Girl. But then when she runs away, she discovers that she's a witch.
I love that, though. That was like the perfect answer for that.
Yeah. I was like, this is great. Now I need to actually read it.
Yeah. No, that's so perfect. My one I feel like wasn't it. Yeah, it was actually kind of hard. Like it's a very specific prompt. Mm-hmm. I kind of went with Discovery of Witches because number one, my first thought was the protagonists are older, so you kind of just have that immediately like more mature feel about it. And there's mystery and there's a lot of mystery involved throughout this trilogy. There's not an actual Gone Girl situation. It's not as point on as that.
You didn't do as good as I did.
No, I really didn't. Can you do better?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I just kind of thought it was like, similar vibes. You have a lot of mystery. You're trying to solve all these kind of past academic things, as well as you're just set in a world with like witches, demons, pretty much every mythical creature, but like very specific in the sense of like academic mythical, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's a very niche. So we don't have like fairies, but we have like dark academia type vibes, like vampires and demons and all that kind of stuff. I feel like this one is so underappreciated. I feel like a lot of OG BookTube, like, 2015 BookTube was all over it. And it's kind of been forgotten, but I like it because, our protagonists are in their 30s and it actually makes so much more sense because you're like, a 19-year-old could not put this together. Like, so that was kind of the best thing I could come up with, but I do feel like you hit the nail on the head there with that one.
I love that you're bringing back these kind of OG BookTube reads, though.
Oh,
you've been doing this lately. Best. It's fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying my best.
The next prompt was, I want to be left just staring at a wall. Like, what did I just read, but in a good way? So, what did you pick for this one?
Can I just say, we all want these books. These books are like the best kind of books.
Yeah.
Absolutely love them. I feel like I wanted to go for one that I don't talk about very much. And it's a very, very niche one. So if this triggers you at all, please do not read it. But it is Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll. And it is actually, for all my true crime lovers, it is based off the Ted Bundy case. And we are basically there. If you know anything about the Ted Bundy case, or if you like know what happened, there was one time, which this is based off like true. He basically broke into a sorority house, and one girl happened to see him because she had just, I think she was hungry in the middle of the night or something. Somebody had left the chandelier on. She or he had turned it on, we're not exactly sure. But she walked into the kitchen, and as she was in the kitchen, he walked up the stairs. I'm not going to say what happens. And then, because it's just awful. But as he was walking out, she caught a glimpse of him, and she was the only witness to any of his crimes. And she ended up, it does take creative freedom because we're very much focusing on her, and she's like, we don't know her as a person very well. Like, this is a creative kind of character. But it is basically her journey facing him in court and being the only witness to ever see him. And then he ends up representing himself. But yeah, she has to, it's like just how she deals with it. And by the end of it, I was just like, my brain chemistry has truly been changed. And something I absolutely loved about it was she never said his name. Not once in the book. She called him the defendant the entire time. And I loved that because I feel like so often in true crime and everything, you just see the defendant's name plastered over everything.
Yeah.
And this one focused on all the victims. And it truly just changed my brain chemistry. Afterwards, I was just like, that is probably one of the most like impactful books I've ever read. And it was really interesting because like some of it was real, and you could like, you know, Google it if you wanted to figure out how this, like how creative freedom was taken to it. But yeah, a really amazing book. It stuck with me for a long time.
Wow. You know what? The thing is, I've seen this book on shelves and things a lot, but I had no idea what it was about. Like, literally no idea. So I feel like I want to pick this up.
It's like there's one line that truly haunts me, and it was like in the very beginning of the book, and it was something like, the next time I see this man, he would be representing himself in court, and when he asked for my phone number and address, I would have no choice but to give it to him. Because he was his own lawyer. And I was just like, oh my God.
Which, like, insane. Who does that? Ted Bundy.
Idiot. Makes you mad, that's for sure, but it definitely leaves you staring at the wall.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Anyway, what was your...
So I actually picked Yesteryear by Caro Claire Burke, which is obviously a book that's trending everywhere, so I don't know if anyone needs me to say the synopsis of it. It's just trad wife influencer madness, essentially. This book was not what I expected. It really wasn't, but in a way that was still really compelling to read. And then at the end, it was literally a stare at the wall moment, like what just happened. Because it's one of those books the entire time you kind of have a couple of situations in your head of what could be happening, and then but you're not really sure exactly which one it is, and you don't know exactly which one you want it to be. And then at the end, it's not what I expected at all in terms of what was happening the entire time. So it was very much just like at the end, I'm like, what? Like, that's what's been happening this whole time. And that's why, because it's one of those books where it plants these kind of like weird, suspicious things as the book goes on, but you also never trust the protagonist because she seems like such an unreliable narrator, and you're in her mind the entire time. So you're like, I don't even trust if the things you're saying or the things you're seeing are real, but you just have to take those little crumbs of things that you see. And then at the end, it's just like, what?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I still really want to read it. When you sent me that text being like, I liked it, but not like at all what I thought it was going to be. That just made me even more curious. I was like, oh, because I feel like I had you kind of have an idea of what it is about going into it because of that premise. Like it's such a unique premise that you're like, is there really that many pathways we could go on?
Yeah. No, it still surprises you. It's one of those kind of borderline thriller / lit fic reads, and you don't know if it'll go more lit fic or go more thriller. And honestly, I can't even tell you which way it went in. Like, it was maybe a 50-50 on both, but not in the way I thought it would be.
That's crazy. I really want to read it. To be honest, haven't seen anyone give it below a 4 stars yet. So
I think Dylan Joseph hated it.
I can see that actually.
Yeah, I think he hated it. Everyone else, though, I've seen, has at least given it, close to a 4-star.
Yeah.
I think, for the most part. I gave it a 4-star.
Okay. All right. Okay. The next prompt. This was kind of fun. Count the amount of letters in your last read's title and then count that many across your TBR shelf. What did you come up with? This was a fun prompt.
Yeah, it was kind of like a scavenger hunt. So my last read obviously was The Heart of Betrayal, so that's 18 letters. So the 18th book on my TBR cart was The Witch Below the Dreaming Wood by H.G. Perry, which is actually an ARC I just received. This is the same author who wrote The Scholar in the Last Fairy Door, which I really loved. I think they're really good at writing these historical standalone fantasies. And I'm so excited to dive into this one. So this one is set, I think it's 1941 in Wales, so it's during World War II, and so, times are tumultuous. But the population of Wales starts seeing weird things. I think they all start having dreams of King Arthur. All just, simultaneously having dreams of King Arthur. They start seeing visions of, I think in the blurb it said, dragons flying over Stonehenge. And then we have our protagonist, who I think is a librarian, and she gets kind of pulled into all of this stuff. But then she's not a believer in the King Arthur stuff, but then she starts having dreams about someone else. And then, I don't know, they realize that these visions and dreams kind of add up or lead up to something. I don't know. Sounds like a lot of fun with this historical, but plus dragons, plus King Arthur dreams. I don't know how it all ties together, but The Scholar in the Last Fairy Door did kind of a similar thing where it was World War I, but what if World War I had fairies? And so I really like how H.G. Perry ties in magic with these real historical events. I think it's a creative way to do historical fiction.
That's so cool. That is very fall autumn read as well. I feel like set in Wales, historical. Yeah, that's giving autumn as well. Maybe that'll be, we're just creating your autumn TBR. Yeah. And it's spring.
I know. Well, it's perfect for you.
Yeah, that's true. I can just add these.
Yeah. Okay. What was yours?
Okay, mine was, haven't even talked about this to you because I finished The Dragon Republic just before I went to the country for the weekend. Literally, then I was staying up the night before and then got it done.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That book. Anyway, that was 17 letters. So mine are scattered throughout my shelf. I don't have a dedicated TBR shelf, but I just have shelves that have a lot of TBR books on them. And it was The Graceless Heart, which I feel like I've been talking about a lot in at least my videos, my TBR videos.
Yeah.
Because I keep being I really want to read this. And it's I don't want to say ancient Italian. It's a Italian inspired fantasy. I think we're set, I'm not exactly sure what year. I want to say maybe 1700s, but maybe a lot earlier than that. But basically in kind of Italy's prime when Florence was thriving. I think it was during maybe the Renaissance, I don't know, but art had a big thing. I know that art's a big theme in this as well. And basically we are following our main protagonist as she enters a deadly competition to save her brother. And it is kind of this competition is headed, governed, I guess, by the royal family. But as she goes about this competition, she realizes that there's a lot darker things surrounding it, that there's secrets that the royal family are hiding, and beyond Florence's walls, there's even more dark graphic secrets going on. Apparently a lot of secrets.
Yeah, it sounds like
so
it.
I'm getting the vibe that like the tournament aspect of this is just like the very tip of the iceberg, and we get a lot more to that, which sounds exciting. But I'm intrigued by this one. It's a stunning cover. Like it's beautiful. So, and I've been seeing people like pick it up as in buy it, but I haven't really been seeing many reviews on it. So I really need to get to this one. And an Italian fantasy. That's fun. Never read one of them.
It's not something that comes up very often. I think everyone's getting kind of creative with their fantasy romanticies now, because like you kind of have to at this point.
Yeah. And I feel like delving into mythologies and ancient civilizations, anything like that, you can't go wrong. Like you're always going to have a fun, unique plot from that. Well, hopefully. At least the ones I've read are usually. Yeah.
I've seen you pick this one up and like almost add it to your TBR so many times.
I did add it to my TBR this month, and I am determined. Like it's one of my next reads after. Yeah. Well, see, this is what happens. I wanted that to be my next read, but then I got Ballad of Falling Dragons in the mail, and I'm like, well, now that has to be my next read. It's fine. It just has to. We've still got like a few weeks left of the month. It's fine.
Yeah, you have time. You could do it. Yeah. You're like done your assignments now, right? For a while, so
kind of.
Okay, well,
we're back into it, but it's fine. It's totally fine. We'll get to it.
It's okay.
I have faith.
It's all good. Okay. Our next one is, this one was kind of funny. Stories where everyone is coping through sarcasm and poor sleep schedule. Honestly, kind of me today. I'm feeling a little like tired.
Yep. That's a vibe.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, what's yours?
This one, I went with Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. Because basically, if you haven't heard the premise of this one, our main protagonist gets attacked one night, and she goes to the hospital and gets told that she can either have this operation, that like the chances that she'll actually survive from this operation are very, very, very slim, but she has... I can't think of the word, speaking of poor sleep schedules. What's a brain aneurysm? She has an aneurysm. And so, yeah, she can either have this operation that has a very, very slim chance of working, or she will pass away in the next 7 days, basically. And she's like, no, I'm going to take this as an opportunity to figure out who technically murdered me whilst I'm still alive. And like, look, she's got 7 days. She's not focusing on the amount of sleep she can get. And she definitely like pulls through to the point where like, are you delirious? Like you're running off no sleep. Yeah. It's been like 48 hours or something like that. Yeah. And I feel like she does constantly. She's just like joking about the fact that somebody's murdered me, but I'm still alive. Like it's just such a bizarre premise. And I feel like towards the end, you're kind of like, where is this going to go? Because there's one outcome of this. Like,
there's only one way for her to go.
Yeah, literally. I was like, unless she miraculously is like, oh, wrong diagnosis, but don't think so.
Yeah, she's definitely a sarcastic coper.
Yeah,
and definitely
humor
doesn't
is
sleep.
A defense mechanism.
With a brain injury too. So like not only is she not sleeping, but her brain is also like deteriorating throughout the entire week. As is mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's only Tuesday. Anyway, what was your prompt for this one?
Mine was Lost Lambs by Madeline Cash. I just want everyone to read this book. It's I can't stop thinking about it. It's so bizarre. But we have, like, what even is the plot of this book? I don't know. We essentially just follow a very dysfunctional family. Like, the mother and father of the family are starting to explore an open relationship and their marriage is falling apart. So there's just like a whole bunch of things happening there. And then they have 3 daughters who are also like obviously being affected by this, but they also have their whole things going on. So the youngest daughter is really into conspiracy theories, and she's convinced that this kind of like multimillionaire guy, business guy who lives in their city or town, she's like, he's watching us. Like, he's installed cameras and he's watching her every move, and he's, you know, he's doing like conspiracy stuff. So she gets sent to a wilderness reform camp, and then we have our middle child who has this online chat room boyfriend, but this boyfriend is very obviously not her age. She's like 11 or something. Like, that's how young she is, or like 12 maybe. But yeah, she has this chat room boyfriend, and like the things this boyfriend is like telling her to do is really suspicious. I'm not going to get into details, but like it's really weird. And then the oldest sister has just started dating this guy in person, but he's like an ex-military guy. And he's actually currently working as security for this multimillionaire guy who the younger sister is like suspicious of. So that's just the setup. And then we just watch them as they live.
That sounds crazy. That sounds like...
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's weird. There's a lot of coping in this book. There's a lot of sarcasm. Like, it's one of those just oddly, darkly, but sarcastically funny books. It's very dry humor. It's blunt humor. And if you're not reading this book in the right tone, I feel like you would miss it. But
yeah,
like, it's just bizarre. And I really loved this book. It was so good. And I want more people to read it.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I always get mixed up with that book and Mad Mabel, I think it's called, by Sally Hepworth, because the covers are so ridiculously similar in my mind. So I always have to like differentiate. Yeah, hang on. Am I thinking of the right? Yeah, they're both like green, aren't they?
Oh,
or at least in Australia.
Maybe in Australia. Definitely not here.
Yeah. Okay. Because they're both like the same shade of green and stuff.
I think Mad Mabel is like red here, and Lost Lambs is this creamy color.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I'm pretty sure they're both green here, and then they both have, one has a lamb, one has a creepy little doll child. I don't know.
Right. Okay.
All right. Our next prompt is a love triangle where the choice is not obvious, but has to have 1 female main protagonist and 2 male main protagonists, and they must be in their 30s. We love all this. Like, have to tick the boxes.
Yeah. You know what you want. And we will provide. So the one I thought for this one was One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This was definitely not obvious. I think while reading this the whole time, I was like, what is she going to do? Like, I don't know who she's going to choose. And you also can't really decide yourself who you want her to choose. So anyways, the premise of this is we have our protagonist, don't remember her name, but she's in her 30s and she is engaged, I think about to be married. But then her fiance goes on this flight. I think he's like, he's like a journalist or a wildlife photographer.
An adventurer of some kind. He goes on big adventures.
Yeah. So he goes on one of his adventures, but then he goes missing. And so she's, he's nowhere to be found. So she's kind of single-ish now because they're not finding him, and everyone's given up on looking for him. So she meets a new guy. This is like a while later. She meets a new guy, but then as she starts getting serious with this new guy, the old guy comes back and is like, wait, I'm actually alive. And then so she, needs to choose between the new guy and the old guy, but then there are all these weird feelings involved because the new guy hasn't done anything wrong, but then the old guy is like, no, but we're together. Like, I'm back. I'm alive. Aren't you happy to see me? And this book tugged at my heart in the weirdest, most painful ways, and like made me feel so conflicted about everything because I'm like, no matter what she does, someone's going to get hurt. And it's like not anyone's fault. It's just the worst situation you could find yourself in terms of a love triangle.
This is how you do a love triangle. Like it's not just like two people are like incredibly in love with you out of nowhere. Like context. That's my new thing. I've realized that context makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's one of those conflicting books. You don't know who to root for. You don't want to root for anyone. You just want them all to be happy together.
I know, right? Oh. And also, though, if I was going to read the blurb of this book, I feel like I would immediately go, no, I'm not reading that. That's too much. Like, I think I'd be too annoyed reading it. But then I see like, oh, Taylor Jenkins Reid. And I was like, oh, okay then, if I must. And I ended up loving it. I did not expect to love it as much as I did. So, yeah, she can do no wrong in my eyes.
We love her. We love her.
Yeah.
What was yours?
This one was a hard one because we're so specific. The best I could come up with was Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. The characters are all in their 30s. We are following Eve, and she gets pregnant from a one-night stand, which is not like her at all. And she's never really wanted kids. And the thing that I liked about this is we're kind of just following her journey through this pregnancy and navigating her life and everything to try and like figure out what she wants in life, everything like that. And then the love story, which is a love triangle, is kind of more on the back burner. And so throughout the whole book, you're like, oh, I don't know if do I say who the love story's about? I guess it says it on the back, doesn't it?
I think
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when I was doing my reading vlog, I was like, do I say this? But then I read the back and it literally, it said it. So we have her best friend's brother who she's been close with for like a long, long time, and she sees him all the time and it's always kind of just had a really great connection to him. And then, of course, we have the father of the baby. So I feel like she's in just a sticky situation where you're kind of, again, like, is there a right answer to this? Like,
yeah,
I don't know, like what I'd do in that situation. So I feel like it was good, but again, the context was right, and we focused on Eve more as a character and like her character development than anything, which I really appreciated. And I think love triangles can help that come along.
Definitely. Yeah. And there's like a reason for it. It's like and two different reasons for the two different characters, which I don't want to get too into because, we don't want to say too much. But, that's a good one too.
Yeah, it's the best I could come up with.
Okay, our next one is a book that's like watching a car crash into a dumpster fire in a good way.
I was like, I love the sound of these kind of books, realized that I really don't read them at all. So I couldn't really come up with a prompt for this one. The best I could come up with was The Favourites by Lane Fargo, just because it has so much drama. I mean, I feel like we talk about it all the time, but we're following a pair of figure skaters and they're basically journey to fame and Olympic status and everything like that. And I just, there's so much drama involved in this. You see one thing happen and then you're like, like, I know what the ripple down effect of this is going to be, and I'm just waiting for it to, like, explode. So, that was kind of the best I could come up with. But please, in the comments, let us know more, because I would like to read more books like this, because I do love drama.
Yeah. Have you seen, what is it called? Into the Blue by Emma Brody?
Yes. Yeah.
I've seen it.
Everywhere.
I think it was Ellen, actually, who compared it to The Favourites in a way, because it's kind of watching two characters that are very toxic for each other, but instead of skating, what is it? It's like
SNL or something. Like it's
comedy
skits or something.
Yeah. It sounds so interesting to me. I actually I have my book of the month on the way.
I was about to say,
I chose
did you pick it?
Yeah, because I'm like, I need that. Everyone's talking about it. I need it.
No, really. I've been seeing it everywhere. And again, I've seen very, very little bad reviews. So I don't know. Maybe that's for this prompt.
I've seen people like cry. I've seen like people actually be devastated by this one, which The Favourites didn't make me devastated. So I'm like, I guess it's kind of The Favourites, but more emotional.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm very curious to what could happen, because I kind of had this idea of what it was about, like Into the Blue and like the cover and everything. I was like, oh, an emotional love story. And then I read the back and I was like, oh, that's feels more like lighthearted than I was expecting. I don't know.
Yeah, but apparently not.
No, apparently not.
Okay, the one I chose for the dumpster fire is Best Offer Wins by Marissa Kashino. So we talked about this a lot in the Lottie episode because Lottie's read this one too, but it's essentially, yeah, our character Margot is really affected by the housing market and she will do anything that she can to buy a house. And she goes very far. She goes farther than anyone should. So watching her journey is definitely a gigantic car crash into a dumpster fire, but in the most entertaining way. So perfect one for this prompt.
Yeah. I really need to, so many books I need to get to at the moment. It's so overwhelming.
It's so fun. I feel like it's a good one to have on hand for a palate cleanser too, because it's easy to read. It's fun. It's a dumpster fire, but it's also good. Like it's not just like trash.
I do want to have it so just like when I finish a really like big dense fantasy or something like that, I can just like pick it up as you want to read a book in a night kind of vibe.
Necessary. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Our next prompt was a cross-genre love story, not specifically romance though. I feel like these are my favorite kind of romances, to be completely honest.
Yes.
What book did you have for this prompt?
Okay, this is another pretty recent read, but I did read The Good Parts by Evan Normandin, which is the amnesia trope romance that I was talking about. I loved this. It was so good, but it did steer more towards fiction than romance, which was unexpected. Ooh. I thought it would be very much like The Vow or something like that, where it really focuses on just him winning her back, but a lot of it actually focused on the memory erasing stuff, which was so interesting to me because so in this version of the world, I guess it's our world, but there's this pill, it's the memory erasing pill, and people are taking it. It's kind of like widely available. You just have to go to the right doctor to get it. Yeah. And it's this big phenomenon that's happening. So the female girl in our relationship takes it, and there's a lot of exploration into the people that take it and how it changes them. Like, are you really still you without your memories? Like, these people just all of a sudden have this really innocent personalities. They're very carefree, but maybe too carefree. Like, they don't really have a care in the world. They're just detached. And they have these kind of, what can I call them? Like group therapy things where they all get together and talk about like why they took the pill and how they feel and how their life is so much better now that they've taken this pill. So like they're like that. And then our male character is just like, I need to get her back. So he starts like going to these meetings too, even though he didn't take the pill. But yeah, there's a lot of, exploring this idea of memory erasing and why you would choose to do that, and then what you turn into after you have done that and what the effects of that can be. And I honestly, like, after reading this book, seeing the story trajectory, I wouldn't even call it a romance. I would definitely call it a romantic fiction, because obviously there's a big theme of romance in it. It's a couple and he's trying to win her back, and we have flashbacks to their previous, romance and how it all happened. So there's definitely a lot of romantic stuff in it, but I wouldn't say it's a romance. But I loved it. It was so good.
That sounds so like brain boggling.
It was.
Like, as in, you just like it prompts so many morally questionable things.
No, yeah. Like everything our characters were doing, both of them, I was like, this is so morally weird. Like, so morally weird. And I struggled the entire time just being like, wait, like, no, that's wrong. Don't do that. But it's done in such a good way where it all means something, and it's not perfect. It's not glamorized. That's why I'm like, doesn't feel like a romance, because it's not romanticized. It's very just messy and real. And like, it's not nice. It's not pleasant. But that was kind of the best way to tell the story. Like, it was great. It's a debut too, which is
wow.
So cool. Yeah.
That's crazy. What a book to debut, like what a prompt and a plot to debut.
I know. What an idea.
Oh my gosh. My one was Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. To be honest though, I think a lot of Taylor Jenkins Reid books fit this prompt. Like I was thinking of like Carrie Soto and even Malibu Rising and Seven Husbands. Like a lot of her books, yes, they definitely are heavier on the love story, but I just feel like the journey you go on with your characters in her books is completely unmatched. And in Atmosphere specifically, we're following a NASA space agent and like a whole NASA team basically who are training to go up to space. And I just thought that was like, so you're very invested in like the actual plot, not just the romance. And the romance, what I was confused about this, and I think a lot of people push their ratings down for Atmosphere because of this, is because it says it's a love story. Like Atmosphere, a love story. Whereas I feel like the love story was like a bonus to the book almost. Like you just went on this crazy, I don't know, story with your characters and saw them work through all this really hard stuff. And like I feel like our character, our main protagonist, she's going through so much, not just at work, but like personally as well. The love story just kind of almost naturally integrates its way into there. And it's like, yeah, it's really beautiful. So I would say that this fits that prompt pretty well. I would say it's like a cross-genre love story. Yeah, literally top read of the year, so last year. So
yes,
yeah,
I
highly recommend.
agree. Okay, so our last one is feels like running through a field with fresh rain on your face, which is such a vibe.
It really is.
What was yours for this?
I put The Last Hours by Cassandra Clare because I was just like, this is it's such a vivid world in my head. And I feel like, I don't know, the idea of like running through the field with rain on your face, you're kind of at this, like, I think there's two ways to interpret it. And it's like, you know, you're just in love with life or like you're in this real high kind of situation. But also it's like you're you're just running away from problems. And this is like the only thing that's making you feel better. And I just feel like, I can't specifically explain it because I don't want any spoilers, but The Last Hours very much encapsulates that vibe for me. I just think it's just so whimsical and just I love it. I love it so much. I can't wait for you to read it.
I will let you know when I get to it if this vibe is correct.
I will. I'm just gonna hijack your spinny wheel next time.
Just hack my phone.
Quick.
Yeah. Make all the options. The chain of gold.
The Last Hours, The Last Hours.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Your prompts?
So yeah, for this prompt, when I read this prompt, the first thing that came into my head was the Natasha Bedingfield song, Unwritten. And she's like, staring at the blanket. No, don't make me sing, especially at the end of a podcast episode. But you know what I mean. So I'm like, it's this feeling of kind of like, release your inhibitions. Yeah. So, the first book that came to my mind was No Matter What by Cara Bastone because, I mean, it's on the top of my mind. I recently read it. But we had a protagonist who was like, she had to kind of let things in. I mean, both our characters were dealing with this trauma and they had to just, like, learn to sit with it and, like, I don't know, let it in.
Yeah.
And then also I feel like with our character learning how to draw and stuff, she was kind of learning how to use art as this kind of gateway into like opening and releasing and having this kind of like artistic expression. So I feel like that really fit the song too. So that was one of them. And then I also just thought of The Names by Florence Knapp, which is a very different book, very sad, honestly, but because this one kind of focused on like the idea of literally writing your life in different ways with like the song Unwritten, I'm like, I don't know what this is where my brain goes. This is my chain of thoughts. With the three like kind of alternate possibilities of a life depending on what you chose, I feel like it was just interesting. And in one of those lives, our character was really breaking free of the situation that she was in, and that in particular definitely fit this kind of feeling of like releasing yourself and like being free and running through the field. So
I love that.
Yeah, that's where my brain went. That's how my brain works.
I mean, I see that connection. Yeah. I feel like, but that's what I mean. Like, there's two very different, like, there's this way of like, oh, happiness and like being able to like,
like frolicking and skipping through the
frolicking
fields.
through the fields. And it just so happens to be like raining, but it's like a sun shower. And then it's also like you're running away from all your drama and like all you can think, all that's going to help you cope right now is going outside and standing in the rain kind of vibes.
Yeah, just kind of like letting go in that way too. Just being like, oh, I'm just gonna like release these burdens.
Yeah, am I right?
Yeah, that was a fun prompt.
No, that was a good prompt. I liked that. A very specific vibe.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, those are all of our oddly specific book recs for today. Hope you got something out of these. Was definitely a fun kind of challenge for us to do. I always love trying to match books to random prompts. But yeah, that was today's episode. If you guys have any books that match some of these prompts, let us know in the comments as well. Always love seeing yours. But that's it for now. So if you guys are still here listening to the end, thanks for listening wherever in the world you are or whatever time zone you're in.
Until next time, stay comfy and keep reading.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on socials for more bookish content.
Bye. See you next week.